Antonio, like, like, with you laughing, it doesn't matter. Like, I mean that when I say, like, I really admire seeing you dance bachata. Like, you just, like, when you smile and you kind of look down to the side, it's like, oh, he's about to do his own shines or whatever.
You know he's about to get down.
Yeah, like, to the point where, like, we'll leave that in. That's funny. Oh my god.
As we're restarting. Alright, anyway.
We're starting. You know, like, kind of see that, like, during, like, we'll do, like, the solo shines. Like, he'll always improvise. It's not good enough to do, like, what's been given to us. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna, like, instead of tapping, I'm just gonna, like, have a pause, put my foot up, someone's ass.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
In the bachata room?
Yeah.
In the bachata days?
Yeah, and then like the other students will like gravitate around him. It's like he's like building that aura of like,
don't put me on blast.
It's not good enough. Like
I'm telling you, it's that scene from fucking Soul when I'm just like in the flow state.
Yeah.
I've never watched.
You gotta watch that movie. It's really good. It's a Pixar movie. It's really cool.
Is it about dancing?
No, it's just.
So it's
about the soul.
It's about the soul. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about like a musician, but they mention flow. So.
Oh, like.
Right, like flow.
Animation.
Oh, like flow state.
Flow state. Yep.
That's interesting.
Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I really like that about you. Like,
thank you.
Like when you dance bachata, it's so unique. You have your own style.
I don't know. It's weird. Like having your own style is just. It's hard because like, or at least for me, like the hardest part about it is that like, I question everything. Like I think about everything, so I overthink. Like, oh, like, is this right? Or like, oh, with this, you know, if I tapped on this 4, like, is it gonna make sense to music? And I think it's just weird. Like sometimes like having that flow state because I know that like I can be in it for like a couple seconds, and as soon as like I let myself overthink, I'm out.
It's done.
It's done. But I just gotta. But I've gotten better of just like being able to like going back and like enjoying it. Like it's like, oh, okay, like just gotta vibe.
I don't know. One of your classmates the other day was like, "Oh, I think you were there," and then she's like, "Yeah, Antonio's like my favorite lead this season." I'm just
Who
like,
said that? One of your friends?
And then she's like, "No, well, like on the team." I'm like,
That's
"Oh,
dope.
you don't like dancing with me?"
Wow.
No, like you're really good.
You've actually grown a lot, bro. I think you've been bro. It's been crazy just seeing how much you've grown within the past.
I think everybody's been growing. It's great.
Yeah,
I enjoy everything.
But it's like hard to keep up. You know what I mean? Like I know how busy you are.
Right.
And like how much shit you gotta do. You got school. You got your family. And work too. So like being able to do that and then seeing the improvement and how much you enjoy like the social dancing and how much like you like all that. Like, it's impressive, bro. Like, I see you having fun.
Thank you, and I appreciate it. I think a while back, like, it was hard for me, like, to definitely, like, take in those compliments. Because, like, a lot of times, like, I'd just be like, no. I don't know, I'd just be too focused on just, like, fuck, like, I need to continue to be better. Otherwise, like, I don't know. It's just hard to, like, sometimes, like, accept a compliment. And I've just always had that struggle. But I'm trying to, like, be like...
Yeah. Because you don't want to, like, reject someone's, like, kindness.
Yeah, I know. Point. But I do this weird thing where, like, if somebody compliments me, I'll be like, nah. Like, I'll just, like just be like, nah.
You're wrong, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like, be sarcastic about it. But, I mean, but I've been trying to be more, like, intentional about just being like, oh, like,
just say
thank you. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't believe it, but thank you. Well, like, yeah, you should.
Yeah. No, but thank you.
No, yeah, I think we could go from there, you know, because... the way things change for you to be able to say like, oh, I feel like I am on the right path.
Yeah, because you start from like 0 to now, so there is progress whether you want to admit it or not. Like mentally, you might not think it, but like if you think about it, it's like there is progression, obviously.
Right.
Like,
I think seeing videos of like me dancing before. I remember when I was back at ASU, I would see. I only took one video, like the whole time that I had the ASU salsa class. There was only one video that I took of myself dancing salsa. And just looking at it, I'm just like, there's like so many mistakes. Like I'll just like nitpick everything down. I'm just like, dude, that's so bad. And it's like it's normal. Like obviously when I'm first starting, it's like obviously like it's gonna be super just off time and just lacking confidence and everything. But I think definitely now, like I'll look at videos of myself like dancing, whether it be like during practice or like just social dancing. I'm like, oh, like I'm not doing the same mistakes, and I think that part has really helped to just kind of like acknowledge the fact that like I have progressed and kind of forcing myself to be like, yo, like I am on the right path.
Yeah,
because
to, like, acknowledge it yourself.
Yeah, because it's I don't know. Sometimes like I focus. I was having a conversation with a friend the other day about just he noticed that I focus too much on like being correct about like I feel like in my head there's only black and white of just like there's correct and there's wrong, but I think and I want to not think like that, but I feel like sometimes I focus too much on like shoot, am I doing the right thing, when in reality it's like if I mess up an 8 count, it's not the end all be all, and like I can always do that 8 count again, right? So it's like yeah, just those two things, just looking at older videos and also just knowing that like there is no one right path, and that's kind of shown me like, oh, like there's progression in myself, and knowing that like I guess not that I chose the right path, but that like the paths that I have chosen, they have been good or bad, but they have given me progress regardless.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You speak with way more conviction than when I first met you too. Like the progression isn't just like, oh, you got better, which you did at dancing, but it's like as a person.
I feel like you're just more calm. I feel not yeah, I won't say calm.
Yeah. At least like, well, it's like you can be self-aware, but like you can, like you said, you finally acknowledge that, hey, I am getting better, and it does bleed into other aspects of your life. Like for me, because I don't know you that well, it's more your personality.
Right.
You know, like you'd be way more reserved before. So like that's like what I noticed just from my interactions with you, at least.
Right.
Yeah, bro. Like starting to open up and just saying how you feel. I feel. If you had a moment, even I always I tell like close friends. Like I told Liz the other day. We had a moment when we were.
Yeah, she's close friends.
Close friends.
She acquaintance.
My wife.
Yeah. Side piece. Yeah.
She should record.
Yeah.
Sneakily in the books.
She's gonna run out right now. She's gonna stop this shit. Like, yeah.
No, but I was telling everybody, I was like, there was a moment where we were all just hanging out, and I was going through my breakup, and then I think Fernie was going through his, and a lot of the guys in the group.
That night when we all went out.
We all went out. Like,
almost wanted
Yeah,
to cry.
when was this up? When was this?
Yeah.
It was Nate, you, Will, me, Fernie. We all danced in that circle, remember?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember. Oh, that was
We were
when.
just vibing out.
Yeah.
Everyone started crying. I'm like, I want to cry too. But I'm like,
Yeah.
just let them do
That was wild, bro.
I cried.
That was
I cried in
wild.
the
You
car.
remember what happened that night
Yeah.
when
I don't.
someone got dropped?
Oh.
Yeah, it was that same
Oh,
night.
it was
Yeah.
right? Oh my god.
That night was.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It was
But
eventful.
regardless, yeah.
That was the highlight of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we opened up and like we bonded, but like seeing someone get dropped, I'm like, wow, like I would never want to dip anyone.
What do you guys think about
The
that?
basic.
What do you guys think about that? Like,
I've never done it.
just doing.
No.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I never
No.
dropped anyone.
No, but not dropping, but like taking risks on like dance moves and accidentally like hurting your partner. Like,
I'm too afraid, bro.
I haven't done anything crazy enough to hurt someone.
Yeah. I think the ones that really scared me were the hammer locks.
yeah.
Hammer locks, I'd be like, oh no, I'm gonna fuck up their arm.
I'd be scared like whenever I put my, especially also when I do like my turns, hitting them with like my elbow, just
Ooh.
like just in the
Oh,
nose. Cause
sure.
I did that one time when I was at ASU. I
Yeah.
did that shit.
I did that tonight actually.
No.
Like during the turn sequence, dude.
That's the worst. Dude.
It's not the hammer lock, but like, you kind of have to just like, oh, it was like the drape. Like you know how like our turn sequence we were like doing this.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, on the
I did
7.
not lift my arm high enough.
Oh, no,
and
the
like
one.
I glanced the flow. I'm like, I am so sorry. and she was like, oh, I didn't hurt, and I felt shitty the whole night.
No,
Like, I am.
I've been
so
slapped before.
The one in the dance floor, like
yeah, like
damn.
the turns. Yeah.
That's crazy. No, when I was at ASU,
Yeah.
I was at ASU. I wanted to do the yeah that the
you elbow them?
yeah, but the elbow yeah I didn't go
like
too much to the outside. Yeah, but it's like this one. I don't know. You know, like when you grab it and you go. Psh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
We're gonna get in trouble. You don't even know what it's called?
Freaking novice.
That elbow?
Just put a disclaimer.
Yeah, y'all know.
Y'all know what we're talking
Well,
about.
I just
But
started, so I can say I don't know anything.
I just started too. No, but it's a drape. I know it's a drape, but
Whatever, but like you.
but yeah, but it's a
someone-
drape where you go. Their hand is on the outer side of your hand, and you put your elbow
You
through.
overcut them.
Because I went inwards and I just
Yeah.
smacked the shit out of their fucking nose. Like
Did it break?
no, but I just felt so bad. I was just like, fuck, dude. Like it was
Did
just.
you? What happened after? Did they continue to dance or?
It was awkward. Well, because we continued dancing, but it was just there was a moment like a 3 second like 3 microseconds where just she was looking at me, I was looking at her, and it was just like,
Oh.
fuck.
What happened out there? What happened after the dance?
Well, it was during a
Was
practice.
good?
Like it was just we were like doing a routine, but it was just it was awkward. It was just like
Yeah. Did you say sorry, or you're like, yeah, don't let that.
yeah, I
happen
did say
again?
sorry. I was like, fuck, dude, I am so sorry. And I remember like, do you need anything? Like, is there anything I can do?
I'm weak. What
But-
do I do?
She was like, yeah, just turn back time.
Just someone else-
Like,
just
you
someone
broke
else
my
did that.
nose. Yeah.
Someone
Be a
else
better
did that
lead.
again. Oh my god.
But
Yeah,
That
going
sucks.
back, I wanted.
Yeah, sorry.
I didn't want to, So I think that night really showed me it was all of us. We all just opened up about like what we were going through, what we've been through, and I think that really showed me a lot. Like in terms of like your growth or your willingness to like put yourself out there. I thought that was crazy.
Right.
I think that said a lot to me in that moment.
I
And
think I do remember that night
Yeah.
actually, because I remember I think that was the first night that I actually like took the time to talk to you.
Yeah.
Because I remember, because it was cold, and there were heaters were on top of us.
Yeah, we were
and-
like, we were about to kiss under the heat.
oh yeah, it was like December, like.
I was like, this is how I actually feel about you.
Yeah.
I always see you in class, but I always want to like approach you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I think also I appreciated how close you became with like Jose, like especially like you guys like created a bond. I was just like, that's
Yeah,
really
so
cool.
quick, too.
Yeah, it's really cool, especially like the fact that it's like dance is like what connects you guys, and it's just like well, it's not the only thing, but it's like the beginning connection, and it's just like like you guys form a bond, and it was really cool. I was just like, yeah, if Jose is down with this guy, like there's got to be something here.
He was like, because he was looking at him weird, like, why would you?
What's up with this guy? This man, where's like the
neck tattoo.
Yeah, the neck tattoo. I didn't have the choker back then,
Yeah.
yeah.
but yeah.
But no, it's just I do remember that night. It was a good night, and
Yeah.
I got to
Yeah.
appreciate like what it means to like just be like crap. Like we all had work today, or like we all had school or whatever, and then you're just going dance. I think we had just finished practice too, right?
Finished practice.
We finished practice.
Wednesday night, I think.
Yeah.
And we went
That
to
was
go.
a while back. Like,
Yeah.
it
That
was
doesn't
December,
seem.
bro.
That doesn't seem like so long ago. That was a
It
while
was so
back.
December, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. But it's good stuff.
How do you think the dance has helped you emotionally since
Or just in
Yeah.
general, like before, like since you're so passionate about it now, like I'm sure you look back, you're like, damn, like where would I be without it? Or, like
what am I now?
you see previous Antonio without dance.
Right.
What would that be like?
I think I'd still be very lost in what like I think is. I guess part of it is like purpose, just like kind of like being very crap. That makes sense, but I think I mentioned it to you a while back, like the whole like being I remember watching like some Instagram reel, and just like there's this guy was talking about like, yo, like if you don't know what you're doing in life, like what you know is that you should try to be the master of something, or like being good at something and being able to call that your own. And I remember I was thinking about it, and it's like, fuck, like I don't have that at all. Like in what like there's nothing that I can say like this is my own, and like I am maybe not the master at it, but I'm working towards that goal, just like being the best that I can be. And I guess just dance just happened to be there. Like talking about it, circumstantial. Just like ASU was there, there was a class, and there was a spot available, and I was like, "Fuck it!" Like I'm gonna do it, you know, just for the sake of doing it. And I think if I look back on like, oh, like how would Antonio be back without dance? I still be in the same spot where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I know like that I like my family and that I care a lot about my siblings and like I have my school, but there wasn't anything that like, oh, like this is my own or this is something that I'm working on and that I'm striving to be the best that I can be because I chose it. So I think I feel without a lot of meaning. And I think dance, like, not to say that like it's just, like the end all be all, but it definitely has given me an idea of like, oh, like this is something that can be meaningful, and then has given me like kind of a template of like, oh, okay, like there can be other things in my life that are meaningful.
Yeah, through that as like the start.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's cool. Yeah. Like, do you think you relate to that, or do you?
Me?
Jose? Like,
Me, I really feel that. I feel like, the thing that I always tell people is like find your purpose, and I think for myself, like I found a large part was spirituality, but you know when I was going through my breakup and just like figuring things out, like I met Will, and then I just started dancing, and it was like the only thing that would make me feel good. So even when everything like went away, when my vision was just like I couldn't connect to my vision, to my purpose, like I found my purpose in dance.
Right.
And I think for me, yeah, it's crazy because it's similar. I guess I could connect that, you know, like my vision was my everything. Like I put so much importance onto it, and just having to step away from that for a while, and then was kind of hard for me. And so going to dance and just enjoying and like making friends and realizing the importance of community and just self-expression, just dancing, connecting, just like, you know, just like loving, you know what I mean? Because to me that's dance. It's like a form of love. Just doing that, like it gave me, I don't know, it showed me, you know, there's a lot more to this world, and like community, friends, and just like emotional investment into friendships, especially, is something that is worth it. Yeah. So yeah, I do kind of relate to that.
Yeah, I like social dancing too. I do. Yeah, it's like it's a good outlet. You meet. It's always good meeting new people, and yeah, it's great meeting Jose. He's a super cool guy, and I guess for me it's much more simple. Where I'm still figuring. Not that I want to say I'm figuring things out.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way I take it so far, since I'm so new into it. Like I did make good friendships from it,
Right.
and I wouldn't be here because of people who I got invited out. So everything happened by accident, and for me, I just wanted to get better because, especially starting out, you don't know anything.
Right.
Like I still feel like I don't know anything, but again, like any progress is still progress. But everything happened. In sense, it's like a byproduct. I didn't look to make friends. I didn't look for like an outlet. It just became my outlet.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm just running with it. So for me, it's like I don't want to put any label or not a sense of importance, but whatever comes out from it, like I'm willing to be receptive.
Right.
So.
And I think there's a lot that social dancing Latin dance just offers to people. Social dancing, Latin dance. I think that's the interesting thing that, you know, like you found your purpose, which is your own, with dance, and like my purpose with dance is different than yours, right? And we're still like figuring his out, or like he's still trying to figure out what he wants.
Trying to get the basics right.
Just trying to get the basics, yeah.
Like I'd be happy with that. Like I'm cool.
Yeah. But if there's a lot of having. I know.
Sorry.
I just trying to get the basics.
Me too sometimes, honestly.
Yeah, like in my mind,
It's like,
like, these guys like, yeah, man, yeah, changed my life. I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, the entire time.
Right,
No, so
dude.
you know that counting, bro.
That sucks though, dude.
But like my point is, I feel like it's a big world. It's a whole big world. So, would you say, Antonio, like what do you think dance offered to you? What were some things that you can name it, like community, friendship, an escape.
Yeah,
You said purpose. So
yeah,
Right.
going back to like you have your own, what you call your own, right? Your progress.
Right.
Like this is your own. So like aside, like not aside from dance, like do you see yourself like opening up to other things, or like has it shine light? Has it like made you do something you've always wanted to do, but you like not had like the intention to, like anything, you know? You know what I mean?
I think it definitely has given me like, it has made me realize that things that I want to do, or the things that like even like the random ideas that I have of just like, I've thought about like going skydiving for a while. And like,
Mikey just went.
I know, I saw his story.
Yeah, he's not here
I know.
anymore.
Mikey's gone.
Just kidding. He's alive. He's alive.
Yeah. But no, it's just stuff like that. It's just like it's made me realize that things are more attainable than they seem. It sounds like cheesy and all, but it's like it's true. It's like things are more attainable than we realize, and with dance, it's like it takes time, and I think you have to, if you want to get better, you have to practice, right? Or you have to commit to like going to practices and doing all that, and like it's kind of what we do, and so it definitely has made anything that like I think of, or like I'm like, oh, like I want to do this, it makes me think like, oh, I can do it because I can do X, Y, and Z, and like it could work out, or maybe it doesn't, but I know that at least I tried to do something about it. But I think right now also like dance does take up a lot of time, and like and it's fine. Like I don't mind it. I enjoy it, and I think, I want to do as much as I can because like that's what I'm focused on right now, and I enjoy it a lot. To be honest, just being able to learn new patterns and just getting more comfortable. Like today, when we were doing the salsa pattern, like going over it. If I would have done that like 3 months ago, I probably wouldn't have felt like as comfortable. And like right now, like I can add like different little things that like maybe it wasn't part of the routine or whatever. Like it wasn't, like add like random stuff that I want to. And I think that was my original goal, like being able to be comfortable in like when I'm doing a routine or when I'm dancing with somebody. And so being able to add stuff, I think once you add stuff, it shows like it's proof that like you do feel comfortable with what the material is, and then now you're able to add on top of what the material is, right? So I just lost my train of thought.
No. It's really good. You're adding to what you're learning. So it
Right.
shows that
Sorry. Now I remember. Yeah. Sorry there. But yeah. So I guess now that I do feel comfortable, like with my basic, I also, because I've been in it long enough, I also realize like there is more. Like there's more to do. Like I want to like know like what Adolfo does, or like what Fernando Sosa does, like what they do in social dancing. I'm just like, yo, that was really cool. Like I want to do that. So like I've been exposed to like more, and now it's like fuck, like I reached the original goal, but now there's a new goal.
You reached your mountain, and then to find out there's another one, and then you just keep on climbing.
Some would say that's crazy. Fuck.
Yeah,
That's cool.
How does that make you feel? Okay, my question is like, I know, because then you get to see these big ballers out on the congresses, right?
Right. Like,
yeah. So how was it your experience seeing these guys in like live? You know what I mean? Like I remember third season you were there.
Third.
Like you and I went to I don't know if you went to a congress. Yeah, you went to season 3. Maybe it was San Francisco.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's San Francisco was so cool because I didn't realize how big San Francisco was until like 6 months after we had gone.
No way.
Because I went, and I like for example Adolfo in the Cochea, I remember seeing him, and I was just I saw him and I was like, yo, I know that guy, like I've seen him, and then I realized like, oh, I've seen this guy in reels, like in Instagram, like this guy is really cool, but even then, like once I saw him, I didn't realize like the history that he has behind him. and it's really cool. Like, because I remember seeing him. We were going to tech rehearsal, and he just walked past me, and I was like, "Yo, that's crazy." And then once he came to Oasis, like I got to see him again. I had to have a conversation with him, but it's really cool because like I get to see these people, and sometimes they feel like almost like low, under the radar celebrity kind of deal. So it's kind of cool because like like all the time like I'll see them on Instagram and like I'm just like, yo, like they're like doing like because they go to a bunch of congresses all the time. So I get to see like all the different like routines that they do or different like partner work that they do. So it's really cool. But at the same time, going back to your question about seeing them, it's really cool to be able to just talk to them because I got to talk to Adolfo and have a conversation with him, and it also made me realize that there are people like us. Like there's like I remember talking to Adolfo about it and about like dancing, and he's like, yeah, like dude, like when I started, like I was probably about your age because I think he started like when he was 19, so it's like, well, I guess he's a little younger, but it's still it's like he's like, yeah, like I started like the same way, like I didn't know how to do a basic, and he was like, oh yeah, like I even started like on one and then I moved to on two, and then like now like I become like this person like in the mambo community or whatever. So it's just been really cool to see that, and also to realize that like even though they're like this huge personality in the dancing scene, they had their beginnings, and like I don't know, it's just really cool like to be able to realize that like, yo, this guy's eating from the same taco guy that I just ordered tacos, like we're eating the same tacos, like there's no, yes, like you have recognition, but it's like we're the same person, just different times.
Do you think there's a reason why? Because me seeing these people on reels, you really don't get to know the person.
Right.
So do you think it's kind of like because social dancing is kind of underground?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost
Pretty
like,
underground.
huh?
Pretty underground.
It is pretty underground.
Yeah.
Because it's underground, like it's very like niche, almost like kind of like tight or what's the word? Exclusive. Exclusive, right? That's the word. Like so like my question is
Unrecognized. I don't know.
well no, it's like exclusive, like you see that certain times. I remember seeing these dudes with like crazy moves and everything,
Right.
without having like any really like good knowledge on dance, social dancing, and I just be like, dang, that's impossible. Like how do you that? Like I can't do that. How is my body gonna move like that? Like what is this? All this movement. So
Right.
do you think that just seeing people dance in a way kind of just creates like that celebrity status? You kind of lose the side of like, oh, this is a craft. Like I could get there.
What do you mean? Sorry. Say the question again.
So I'm saying
When
like
you see someone really good, and
Yeah.
kind of like just like idolize them or something.
yeah. Do you think there's a tendency in the community to idolize these dancers? That's a good
Yeah, I think.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
I'm new.
Will. I'm Will.
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 Yeah.
Willie.
Willie, let's go, Willie.
Well, since I don't know anything and I just started, this is what I think. No, like go ahead.
No, but like idolizing being bad or.
Well, because it's like mainly where do you see social dancing? Bro, you see it mostly on Instagram, like
Right.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
like what pops off. So, yeah, I guess I could say not that it's bad, but it's just it creates this image that it's unattainable. Like as a beginner. That's what I'm saying.
I think it does, but yeah, I guess it does make it like seem like it's like impossible. But I think the people that do decide to like dedicate time to it, eventually you start to see like the patterns, and you can almost see the code, if that makes sense. You see these patterns, and it once you're able to name like the, what do you call it, like the oh, this is the hammerlock, and then he goes to a drape, and then he like spins himself, and then he spins a girl, and you see that there's
like building blocks.
Right, because it's what they always tell us about, like, oh, fundamentals are important, and that's why they're important, because if you know your fundamentals, you understand that that everything is the same, just added with a little bit of like extra, like sazon, So it's just, so once you notice that, like you understand, oh, okay, this is just this, and then what you don't understand is just stuff that you begin to kind of like, oh, I want to know more about that, and it's the same thing. If you dedicate time to it, eventually, what was hard becomes easy, and you see the code like, oh, okay, he just added this extra stuff, and then you understand that, and then but because dance is always evolving, you can't you can't understand everything, but you can definitely start to see, oh, this is, you can at least understand and break down things. And if you can break down, then that means that you can at one point do it yourself. Yeah. So I think we definitely do idolize, and sometimes I think those people that make it seem impossible, or that fully make it like, oh, I want you to keep you under, and anything, when people make it seem they want to keep people, especially people that are coming up, when they put people down, it's, and anything, like, for example, I watch a lot of comedy. Sorry, it's just so people know. So I watch a lot of comedians, and a lot of the issues that they have is people from older generations just kind of putting the new, or I guess like like putting them down, and this new generation, or again, not the new generation, but the one that's above them. Like, if there's 3 generations, right? The oldest one has put the middle one down, and then the middle one is like, yo, fuck that, like, I don't want to do that. So they're helping the up and coming, right? Okay. And you notice that in comedy, there's a lot more comedy now, and there's much more, and there's not a lot of gatekeeping like there was back in the day. So it's the same thing in dance. Like, the only thing that gatekeeping, like certain moves, or being, or like, oh, like you could like, even telling like a beginner, it's like, oh, you can never do this dance, like, or dance pattern. You think, or at least the person that does it is like, thinks that like, oh, it's just because I wanna keep this to myself, and like I wanna be the best, right? But all that does is just stop momentarily what will happen, right? Because if somebody really wants to dance, they'll make it, regardless of like whatever anybody else says. So I think, yeah, like idolizing, it's good because you get to have somebody that you look up to, which is good. Yeah, everybody needs that, but at the same time, it also matters a lot, like how those people that are idolized, like how they decide to be.
Or like the person being idolized.
Yeah, like that person, like how they interact is also very important, because if they are not cool and just kind of like put people down, yeah, exactly, not approachable.
To be sure to like make it clear, you're saying that.
Yeah, sorry. I just said a bunch of.
Yeah, like it's what you're saying is like the current people who are like really good, they're not gatekeeping, right?
Yeah, it's important.
Like approachable.
Yeah, it's important to be approachable.
No, you're saying
you can cut it.
No, I'm just saying like because I don't know anyone, so it's like.
Oh, yeah. You've seen people. You've seen like the good peoples at like congresses.
Yeah.
No, like they're too scary. I don't know.
Oh.
I'm just like, wow.
But even at Oasis, you don't talk to anybody.
Yeah, I do. I'm just like, oh, thank you. And then I introduce myself, and then I just like walk away.
Yeah.
I get kind of shy sometimes.
Yeah, I think. I asked the question because I know when I was beginning to like knowing that there's an actual, it almost comes out. You said code. That's what like the name of it. Like the code is like, it's a language, right?
Right.
Like dance is a language, and because it's like visual, I feel like people don't they kind of get lost in the sauce when like seeing the dance, and they're like, all right, how do I spit like these bars while I'm still just learning to like
talk
the alphabet, like the alphabet or something, like the fundamentals, like. Mm-hmm. I think that's a good way of putting it, for somebody who is like who like gets trapped in idolizing and like gets trapped in like doing turn patterns. What do you think was one of your like bigger struggles as a beginner?
As a beginner.
Yeah, like starting off.
Just for me, even to now, like, connection.
Connection?
Connection, bro. It's just,
What is it? What do you mean?
Connection is just being able to just vibe with with the person you're dancing with, regardless of who it is. You know, you could be dancing with anybody, and if you're not connecting, doesn't matter how many spin and turns and patterns and everything you learn. If you can't connect, it makes things so much difficult. And I think even to this day, I struggle with that. I'm just like, fuck, like I can't connect, and like, and it's such a weird thing to explain because like, how do you like connect?
It's very abstract.
Yeah.
It's so abstract.
But it's the best way is like, can you vibe?
Yeah.
Can you
vibe?
Pass a vibe check.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't, and that's when it sucks because you just leave the dance and you're just like, fuck, man, it's just a missed opportunity. You know?
I think that's so cool though. Would you say that? I feel like everybody. I think the reason people dance is because of connection.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I think people stay because they realize they get like a taste of it and they're like,
Hooked.
I want this shit to be like forever.
Yeah, like falling in love with your partner. Or what kind of connection?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, that could happen.
Like no. Like metaphorically.
Oh.
I'm thinking like yeah.
Oh,
Damn.
never mind.
No, I mean, yes, yes and no, because this is where we go into like platonic intimacy, right? Like, connection is intimate, bro.
Right.
You know, like connecting with somebody on the dance floor and being able to like mirror their moves. I used to ask myself whether the moves were choreographed when I was watching people social dance.
Oh. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I was
yeah.
How does she know that he's gonna do that? There's no way.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like me now?
It's like,
Is
yeah, it is. It's so hard sometimes when you just look at these people and they're like doing crazy stuff and you're like, ain't no way. Like they
you think they planned it? Like, okay, this is what we're gonna do when we hit the dance floor.
You know?
Yeah.
Go up to a new person. So that's why I'm saying I think that's the thing. What do you think is gonna have? What do you think has been one like thing that has like helped you develop better connection? Like what has made it easier for you to do it?
Definitely knowing what patterns I want to do and being confident in that. Like if I know that I want to spin her to the right, knowing when to prep and when to do all that, like kind of like the basics and the fundamentals of just like, oh, like this is how you do it, turn. Okay, like if I have that down, I know that I feel confident, and if I feel confident, then I know that like it will be okay, and I can, at least for my part, I can feel okay, and then that's like a block of like the connection part, and then hopefully she's able to receive that, and if she receives it well, then we can continue. We can continue to see how the connection works. But I mean, I don't think it's not a guarantee that like, oh, if you know how to do everything perfectly, it brings you a good connection, because there's been times where it doesn't, and like you do everything correct and it just doesn't happen, and you're like, okay, cool.
What does a connection feel like? Because like for me, it's like when you explain connection.
How do you think connection feels?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Have you felt? You think you have felt connection with the dance partner?
So, but I don't know.
It
I don't
is
know
like-
if it is or not. Because
Try to
love,
explain
bro.
connection.
That's what I'm saying. It is like love. I think that
because like
it's
you guys
when you-
have more experience, so I'm like, what is connection?
Well,
Because
okay,
when I
you do-
first went
you
out
do.
social dancing, dude, and literally my first dance, I ended up dancing with a ballroom instructor.
Really?
And like, yeah, well, she's
Oh,
not.
okay.
Yeah, it's not actually. It's you guys haven't even met her. She goes to a different dance school. No, I'm just kidding.
bad.
No, she actually does. And when I first danced with her, that was me never dancing ever in my life. And she was so good at back leading, like I straight up caught feelings. Like, oh my god, like is this like I've never felt this? But as I've social danced for like a couple months now, I realized, oh, she's just really good at dancing, you know. So is that connection? Like,
you be falling in love
actual-
with a dance floor, Jose?
bro, it's like
That was like my
everything.
first foray into dancing ever. So I'm just like, all right, she's
I mean,
just really good.
Yeah, I mean, all the girls like I've dated, or most of the girls I've dated, have been dancers. But That's an interesting.
Yeah, so
thing.
you guys are laughing at me just to laugh at me. This
What do
guy's
you mean?
falling in love with everyone over here.
No, look.
Sometimes you do though.
But that's what I'm saying though. I think connection, like, it is. There's a thing for me. If I were to describe it, simply, it's just when you're one with the music and you follow.
That sounds cool.
Right. Would you feel like that? Do you feel?
Yeah,
like
I think no.
It's like
Yeah.
you're. It's she understands what you're trying to do. Like she understands you because like, the difference in tempo or the difference in like grip, like
Just got awkward.
a good follow. A good follow.
What happened?
She heard other women.
She heard other women.
Wait, I'm up.
Liz.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
God.
in time for like.
Yeah.
We're just talking about dance.
Oh yeah. Jose
It's
dating
time.
everybody.
I wasn't even like. I'm just.
All right.
She's like falling in love.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's just through the wall. She's
Through the
gonna
wall.
put her ear against the wall. Like, okay.
No, I think it for me, when it's connection, bro. Like, there is a good follow to me is somebody that can just respond to like anything I'm doing, and the reason why I lead so softly is because I'm looking for that. Because if a person could react to me like very easily, like to the softest movement, then I can do the biggest movements without a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just like me explaining like why I dance the way I do, because I'm always looking like, first thing I do before I start a dance is I do like slow steps and then I vibe out first. And if they can match like those movements, those subtler movements,
And then I'll fall in love with you.
then
Right,
then
Liz?
they know, good night, Liz. Then they know that.
Yeah, good night. I'll come back.
If they can do that, then I can slowly stack it up, and then I'm like, all right, like when it's basically a mirroring. It's just basically a mirror, bro. Like,
I heard
like,
marrying. I was like, damn.
mirror.
Oh.
We're all here.
Yeah, I don't know what I heard.
You guys
so.
trying to get me in trouble right now.
And then you marry all of them. Jesus. Anyways, like for me, it's just an outlet. Like I don't want to marry everyone, but like you said, if it happens, like who am I to judge? Right?
Honestly, I think that's a whole nother conversation. It'll be interesting, but I think that you can really judge a person's character through the connection.
Damn,
Like,
really?
I feel like
I don't judge.
This is
Maybe
not
like
judge,
notice,
like,
acknowledge.
dude, like in a dance, you can sense like not sense, but you see when people are in their head. Oh, okay, that person's a little more anxious, or like
All the time.
you see that they like
All
it,
the time.
that you feel them wanting like you to get closer. Okay, this person wants to be more intimate, or like they're seeking intimacy, or I don't know, just like little things. There's like I explain it as like a transference of like, it is a language, bro. Dance is communication. Dance is a language. So you're getting information when you're dancing with this person. Good leads and follows know how to interpret that information. So that's, I don't know. That's a topic where you're mentioning marriage. I feel like a person like I don't know. I had this theory very early on. I was like, okay, if I have a good connection, I'll probably have like a good relationship with them, whether it be friendships or like marriage, whatever. I don't know. That's how I felt, because there's already rapport.
Has that theory been proven? Or has that been like?
I mean, I feel, yeah, like Liz, my wife. I met her dancing. Like, she follows me very well. I mean, obviously she.
Yeah, but
she
even
probably
your
follows
friends,
along.
like the people you dance with, like.
Do you want to marry them too, or?
I mean, soulmates. I don't know, like soul marriage. I'll marry their souls.
I'm not following anymore.
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna dance with
Not following Jose
someone else.
anytime soon.
Like, all right, I don't know about marriage.
At least in the moment, bro.
Yeah.
At least in the moment, it feels it's just like a good like you gotta ask the women, bro. Like, what does a good follow make you feel like? And I
You
think
mean lead?
a good lead, my bad.
yeah.
My bad. Yeah, my bad. What does a good lead make you feel like? And it's it makes them, they just they feel seen. They feel like they're the only ones there. They feel like adored or appreciated. I think those are things that like women will mention, and I don't know. It's a good thing.
That's
to
how we
think
got
about.
Liz.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
I learned a lot from dancing. I'm very like philosophical about it. I reflect about it a lot. So that's why, like, I have these theories and I test them out. I go social dancing and see how that goes. That's where I learned a lot of my social skills too. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I
What
would.
time does Dave and Buster's now?
What time? It is 12. We got 8 minutes.
We got 8 minutes. I will go
Alright.
find my.
We're
I
gonna
will-
take a pause real
so,
quick.
so on real quick.
Let me go look for my
Like,
wife.
yeah, let me go look for my future partner. Like, what turn sequence do I need to do for you to marry me?
Liz, which
Yeah.
one was it?
Which one was it?
Let me write this down. Yeah.
Write this down, right?
No, but like I get it. It's like when you're dancing, there is a level of intimacy. Like anyone can be a follower or lead, right? But yeah, it's like there's a certain amount of trust that you, like as a lead, if you ask someone,
Oh my
they're
God.
trusting you to some degree to like not hurt them or lead, or that's what they're looking for, that connection.
Right.
You know what? Also, I feel like a lot of women tap into their femininity through dance. So a good lead is a good masculine lead, right? So a man who knows how to lead, basically, right? Isn't that
Mhm.
what society tells us? So a woman a guy who, I don't know. We'll just will.
Yeah, I'm
So
just vibing.
you can vibe, but
Willie.
I think also you don't have to know the most advanced term patterns like women or the follows.
Yeah.
All they care about is to feel like comfortable.
The vibes.
It's the vibes, bro.
Yeah.
We come back to the
The
vibes.
vibes.
Yeah.
Important.
That's true. I always ask for feedback since I'm new.
Yeah.
Like I ran out of news, so how's your day? You're doing okay? What are you up to?
He does the last 30. He's like, all right, that's it. Show's
Alright,
over.
the show's over.
3 minutes left of the
That's
song.
all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got. So
So we're
I'm gonna repeat it.
Yeah. Sorry, you
Yeah.
had to say through it.
So
That's what I learned Wednesday. That's it.
I know, right? No, it's actually the opposite. Especially if I run into a follow that attention class. They're like, hey, do you want to practice the turn pattern? I'm like, I literally forgot everything. Like we're just gonna dance side to side, girl. Like I don't know.
Side to side, left to right.
And I pray that I'm like on time. You know, God forbid there's like a pause in the song. I'm like, all right, let's do something cool. You know what I mean?
I that's so annoying. It's just like
You're
pauses.
counting?
I was just like 9. Crap. Like there's no counts. I'm just like
There's
shit.
no counts, and like the last thing you want to do is like dance through the pause. Like,
Isn't the pause like the
break-
or
the
the
break is
essentials and everything?
Yeah, usually it's like yeah,
well,
the
like
break.
with any song, there's like pauses. It's just
Yeah.
yeah.
What do you guys think about that? Like pauses in bachata sensual and then like in traditional bachata, you know how like
bro.
Oh, you get in salsa too. There's pauses.
There's-
No, like
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
little breaks
But-
and like people will dance to like a certain instrument. I think that's cool.
I like
Get
that.
style out.
It's like a yeah.
Swag out.
Yeah, I love that part. I didn't like the sensual pauses that were long as hell and it's like, you see, like I would look around, everyone was just doing body rolls on top
And
of
then like I
moves and,
I just tell them like I don't know how to do.
Yeah, I was like, I'm for a long time for years. I was like, I don't know what to do here. Yeah.
this is the part of the song where we start talking.
Yeah, this is
So like, how's your day going? I know like everybody else is dancing. So, you know,
You see 3 people pass by you. You're like, how's your day been?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I don't know, man. I don't like sensual as much, to be honest. I've been wanting to learn it just because I want to know. Because I don't like it. Doesn't make sense to dance traditional when it's sensual. Like it makes no sense, right?
Yeah.
So I've been wanting to learn sensual, but I don't know. I just like traditional too much. I think
love traditional.
I like seeing like people from the DR and like on Instagram like
It's only the dancing salsa. You know what I mean?
yeah
But it's like its own thing.
it's his own thing, and I like when they add like the dembow into it. I don't know if you guys seen there's a couple of people like what's his name? Buddy Phil is one, Frank. Well, there's like a bunch of like there's like DR homies that just like dance and like I follow them and I just look at their stuff and a lot of the stuff is just traditional and they just be doing like when they do the little the windshield wiper when they go
Yeah, that's cool.
when they just go down and like they're doing stuff and it's just so natural to them because it's part of their culture. But it's just so cool to see, and I'm just like, damn, I want to be like that. I want to be able to do that, and then when they added the dembow, like the little.
Oh
Yeah.
I've never seen that. Well, yeah, I get what you mean. For me, it's just like learning everything is just like adding tools to your tool belt so you can use it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because not every song is gonna be traditional.
Yeah, not every song's gonna be traditional. I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of bachata songs that I like listening to, like it is like there might be essential parts, and I like now when I listen to them, I'm like, damn,
Right.
what do I do during this time?
During this time, no, yeah,
And like I pray, just like I don't want to like try a sensual move, but in my mind, I'm thinking like, man, I hope my follow knows how to like back do that. Like, I'm literally like drawing blanks.
What's it called? Did you guys? What do you guys? What kind of bachata do you guys usually listen to?
It's like almost everything. Like,
Yeah,
just, like, I
what
compile a
artists?
list of like whatever, like, and it ranges. Like some of it's traditional, some of it's just modern, and then some of it's I don't even know what other forms of bachata. Like if it sounds good, then
Yeah.
I'll just like add it to my playlist.
Yeah.
You?
I feel like I don't play too much, like the higher tempo. Like I don't play traditional because if I do, I just want to dance it. And if I'm listening, I'm in the car. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So I just
okay,
start
okay.
speeding.
The brakes at the same time.
He moves lanes 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I'm like, no, this is dangerous. Can't do this shit.
Damn.
No, but
It's too much.
it's too much. I'll be listening. Not I don't know. Just it varies, but I don't really listen to social. I've been trying to get into that, like Latin social music.
Mm.
Yeah.
The reason I ask is just because I remember when I was young, I would listen to a lot of like Aventura, Prince Royce, Romeo Santos, even like some of like the later stuff of what's his name, like Torito. Like it became a little bit more like modern, but I remember I used to listen to like a lot of like, I guess well without me knowing, like it was a lot of bachata sensual, like you know, like in Aventura would add a lot of like R&B aspects to their music, and I remember like listening to them and be like, oh, this is cool, this is the shit. Yeah. But like now that like I've been like listening to it, I'm like, yo, the traditional be hitting. Like I just like I'll play like what's it called? Damn, I just forgot all of them. But like Anthony Santos, Frankie, what's his name?
Frank Ruiz? No.
Frank, is it?
I don't know.
But all those artists, like I just enjoy them more because I'm just like, yo, like I think about all the patterns and I'm just like.
Do you think do you like it more because you can dance to it, or is it just like?
It's definitely that. It's that I feel more comfortable in that, and I don't know. I enjoy it just listening to that because I also used to. When I was young, not when I was young. I used to do choir a lot, and listening to different instruments. It's not the same choir and like orchestra and all this stuff. Like they're different, but they're still there's still counts, there's still instruments, there's still like certain rules that they follow that singers follow, and just listening to all the like the different instruments like the requinto, the bajo, the bongo, like all of those different instruments, and just understanding the intricacies that they do, and then how those manifest themselves within your own dance moves, and it's how we create different. For example, like in the bongo, like you wouldn't go like super explosive stuff, right? Because that's where you have the requinto. The requinto is where you do all your explosive stuff. Well, I don't know too much. I'm not gonna speak too much on it because I'm not.
Like you know you're speaking.
Yeah. I know the instruments because I like researching this stuff, but I don't know too much, so I'm not gonna speak on it. But I like learning about that stuff, and I think in bachata, like Aventura, like I think it's much more easy to pick up on some of those stuff, or at least just I don't know. I think it's also because like tradition is what we've been learning for the most part. So I think I'm more interested because I know I can play around with that with like my footwork more with it. So that's why I'm just like, oh, I can do this with that, or like I can do this random stuff, or this syncopation or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry, just got all like nerdy and
Oh,
stuff.
that's
but,
cool.
Yeah.
Like, so like now, like when you listen to like bachata, you're like, damn, like you're thinking about dancing to it and everything. But like with like modern bachata, like the classics or the certified hood classics, though, like you still appreciate
Certified
it.
classic.
Yeah, like because I don't speak Spanish, so like, I gotta use like Google Translate and shit.
Right,
So like
right,
I
right.
listen to it, just sounds cool to me
Mm-hmm.
until I look up the lyrics. I'm like, damn, some of this is kind of grimy. And
Yeah.
I kind of like it too, so it's like, oh. It just sounds so beautiful until I look up the lyrics. I'm like, wow, like, yeah, it's.
Some of the traditional
like,
is the same thing, bro.
Yeah, but it's like it's more. It seems like more eloquent. You know?
Yeah.
It's not as more direct.
I don't know, man. Some of the there's
the salsa songs are like, wow.
Yeah, some of the salsa songs are
I'm
crazy.
Like, this is so beautiful, and then I look up the lyrics. I'm like, this is very explicit.
There's one by Juan Luis Guerra where it talks about him. I think it talks about him going down on the girl.
Wow.
Like mid song. There's another one.
How do you dance to that? Like just in the lyrics
Just
or
get
whatever.
down, bro. Just get down.
No, you literally get down like, oh, you want to get down like dance, but like no, you actually. Wow, like this turn. This took a turn. In my defense, I don't know. Like I don't speak Spanish, so yeah, I just like try to stick with the basics.
No,
like I don't understand the lyrics.
I remember just listening to some of this stuff. Like when I was little, my mom would like play salsa at home. Yeah. I just be listening to it. I'm just like, yo, this is good. And then like looking back on it now, I'm just like, yo,
wow,
this homie just talked about just like, you know.
Your mom be singing like loud on top of like at the top of her lungs in the car. And you're just like, yeah, it's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
The lyrics, man, they get you.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about like dancing to like the different stuff, like the different instruments and like even like the voice of the artist, I guess?
I don't understand anything, so I just vibe out on it.
But you can listen to instruments though.
I think it took me a while to begin to even pay attention to the instruments.
Mm.
Like I think.
I don't think I'm there yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm noticing it. Sometimes there's like a guitar playing, or sometimes there's like a. I think I learned it from Ataka. When he came over, he talked about it a little bit. How he showed
context, like he showed up to the studio.
Yeah,
right.
He showed up to the studio and yeah, for context, and he there was a part where the guitar was playing, and he started talking about how he would dance the guitar, or he was trying to move basically, and I was like, oh shoot, so like that's why I like this part, or because it's like a escape, and it's almost like you're playing on a different tune. So if you're dancing to a different beat basically, and it's within the song, and then you also hear the default beat in the background of that. Is that you know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
Okay, yeah.
I think
that to me is awesome. Like I guess it's new, and it's a new way for me to be like, oh shit, it's multi-dimensional. Like it's not just 1, 2, 3, 4. You know?
Yeah.
Definitely. No, I agree. I agree. I completely agree. I think also to add on that, it's really cool when you're able to. There's a limited amount of bachata songs, right? Like for example, for traditional, there's only a certain amount of bachata songs that you have. So obviously artists kind of like have to use the same song. So it's really cool when you're able to see how one artist interprets like this footwork, I think it should be like this and this and this and this. And then you notice like somebody else and they do it completely different. But it's like really dope to just kind of understand and realize that, oh, they noticed this and that other artist didn't notice that, and vice versa. And
like
then
how they interpret like
parts of the song. Yeah, like which, for example, they tapped on this beat and like they decided to hold that beat and then go down on it, right? Yeah. So it just, like I said, it's very nerdy and very like very.
I don't think it is. It looks cool.
I think it's interesting, bro.
Yeah.
I don't feel like
Yeah.
I think go all out.
Yeah, no, but
I talked to like a follow at a social, and like she would talk about like at first she just wanted to get good at like following and like perfecting her turns, cleaning up her form.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure it's important. But she talked about like how when she started social dancing and she saw other people dancing to the music,
mm-hmm.
like they might not be doing the craziest things, but like if there's a pause or like a slow part or a sensual part or like I don't know whatever the favorite part is. People would be like singing or vibing out, and then she realized, oh, I should like pay attention to the music and like dance to it.
Right.
So that's cool because I think one of our friends, Nate, he mentioned when I first approached him, he was like, you know, dance is just a visual representation of the music you're listening to. So when you're dancing it out, you're like through your own interpretation, you're performing a visual representation of how you see
Right.
the song. I didn't think about that, so I thought that was cool. It sounds like something important that I could say.
No, I
You
mean,
know,
it's-
it was dope. It was dope.
it's dope.
Yeah. And it's like I read somewhere where drawing or dance is like the physical form of drawing. Like drawing, you're drawing what you see. Well,
Yeah.
dance is like you're drawing what you're hearing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
so that's why I want to get better because I don't want to be drawing like I was
No abstract.
Abstract paintings.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Yeah, it's really cool, and I'm still not at a point where I'm just like, oh, I can do all this. No, but I think I find it super fascinating. All that stuff, just understanding, different counts and how different interpretations, and it's a really, really fascinating topic. And also, like even like songs, like I'd be singing songs like the song that we're dancing, the part where they say "de mi mente." I'm just like, yo, that shit goes hard. Like, I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, you're right. Yo, like, I'm fucking crazy. I'm like, the song is talking about like, oh, like, fucking crazy. And I'm like, wow, I'm losing my head or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just interpreting that, like you said, like doing that part of it. There's also another song by Gilberto Santa Rosa. That's what's it called? Conteo regresivo.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah, that
Salsa?
one. Yeah, salsa. Yeah. And it's super cool how he just puts the lyrics. It's like it goes 1 through 10, but then he says like he uses them as a like uno, and then like it's like he puts it inside a word, if that makes sense. Like for example, uno, right? He'll say like unidos, and it's like, oh, like you can see the one, and then the dos is crap. I need to pull up the lyrics real quick because I don't remember them, but
I realize I just need to learn Spanish now. I can't even dance anymore.
it'll solve a lot of issues.
It's all a lot of issues. Holy shit! Damn.
Spanish, bro.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like, it's interesting. I think it's wild for me to even imagine how people dance like Latin. They
Right.
don't know the language.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
That's
It
true.
was surprising, like, damn, like, he's getting down, he doesn't know, you know? So,
Yeah, it's
Maybe-
like,
maybe,
the
yeah,
most
you're
explicit
right.
Lyrics, they're just smiling. This is great.
It's
But-
great.
and
Yo,
it was interesting for me.
Will's is going down. Like, yo, it's crazy.
Like, I don't need to know
But yeah.
Spanish. What's up?
So, it's like for me being a non-Spanish speaker, and like I saw one girl who's new to the scene, and she'll be like singing to like straight up like Romeo Santos song,
Right.
and like because I listened to that particular song enough, and like I wanted to know the lyrics. I asked her like, do you speak Spanish? She's like, no, I just like know the words. Like I just like listen to it over and over. And like I remember DMing her. I'm like, dude, like these are the lyrics. And she was like mortified. She's like, it just sounds so cool. I didn't know like it was so graphic.
Wait, what song?
I think it was
The Romeo or Aventura?
no, it was Romeo. It was
Propuesta Indecente? Huh?
Ayúdame.
Ayúdame?
Yeah, it was like on his one of his newer songs.
Maybe.
I don't know it. No. I know like, but like the Propuesta Indecente one.
Yeah,
that one's a crazy.
No, or like Un Beso. Like I thought it was just like an innocent
Nah.
song. You're like, nah. I'm like, I
None
know
of
what
it
that
is-
means. I can Google those words. I'm like, that's like it just means one kiss, right? And then I look up the lyrics. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
it's dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, the context is not there in the song. So
I think we should do like one more question.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're losing. We're all like.
Yeah.
I'm
right.
sleepy.
I know. That's what I've noticed. Like energy's going down like
I know,
immediately.
I was
Social
like,
dancing. I'm like
know.
sweating
I
balls.
know. It's 12:11, so.
It's a
So that
late
means we can't
pod.
go out, dancing.
Nah.
Sunday night. I thought it went till 2. Or is that the Saturday one?
No, Saturday. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think there's
I'm not gonna, like,
for sure.
I'm gonna take a
Deadbusters
piss
is-
break. Like, dude.
Oh, you need to go right now?
Yeah. My bad.
Okay, go. Yeah.
Sorry. You
No,
can cut it real quick for a little.
Go where?
Yeah, I'll pause
Oh,
it.
we're done.
No, I need to.
So, anyways, all right. How do we like fill in?
No, you're good.
Are we gonna edit this out, or are we just gonna freestyle it? Freestyle it? I don't know. Yeah. We're not talking about it. Fuck it, let's talk about it. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, you're surprised that non-Spanish speaking people like just getting down, and you're like, they don't even know what it's saying. The lyrics are saying.
I'm like, how is that possible? So, I think it'd be good to ask people like, so what's it like being a non-speaking Spanish person dancing Spanish?
You just feel it, man. It gets the
You
people
feel it.
going. It gets the people going, man. Like, I don't know, like shit. Like, you're just vibing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. How do you feel about that? Like,
I'm cool because like the community is like very nice. Especially when I started. I mean, I would be definitely afraid to ask people.
yeah.
And they approach me because like I'm new.
Yeah.
And no, just like in a way it's kind of cool because I don't understand anything. It's just purely feeling and emotion. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it's
Like,
like
because I can't understand the lyrics. Like literally, I'm just focusing on the person in front of me, just like focusing on the basic and like just going through the motions and dancing.
Yeah.
It kind of, it's a weird dynamic. I don't know because you guys understand the songs. I'm sure like if you feel a song or whatever, you're like I know exactly what you're saying, so you can like better connect. But for me, because I'm so far removed from it, I just have to like be more present and aware. Like I have to like focus on something else because I can't connect to the lyrics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think
It's a different perspective.
Well, I think it's no. It actually reminds me of how I can listen to, like, music from other language and still kind of be like, oh, this
Vibe out
like,
to it, right? It's like, oh, it sounds
like,
cool.
Like Portuguese.
You're
yeah.
like listening to like the melody or like
Yeah.
whatever
Right.
or the rhythm of the song.
And then like it's the same thing. And then I check the lyrics. Like, damn, bro. Okay.
Yeah, chill out, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And so no, that's cool. I hadn't really thought about it like that either.
Yeah,
And I
it's
think
kind of cool.
it's unifying.
Yeah, I think
Think
so.
about it, bro. Yeah.
I think even like some like music, it's also even people that speak Spanish, right?
Mhm.
A lot of times like you can miss things very easily. So I mean, I think I guess it doesn't really matter too much, but I mean it's just just because I speak Spanish, right, doesn't mean that I'm gonna catch every single little thing in the song, right? Like a lot of things can just kind of be said, and also the other thing is that, for example, dialects matter, right? So
Slang and all that.
right. So for example, if somebody from Puerto Rico
Oh yeah.
says stuff, there's a lot of things that like honestly up until like Bad Bunny started blowing off, like I didn't know any of the slang that they use. But obviously, because of Bad Bunny, we've had to kind of like understand like, oh, like this means that and this means that. I'm like, oh shit, like really? But even in Spanish, like Mexican Spanish, there's things that you say in one state will mean complete different thing. So I think I don't know, just I guess also that adds to the fact that like sometimes maybe I don't even fully understand like the song.
Yeah, it's like Mary. Sometimes it's not even. It's just the interpretation, straight up interpretation. Like this,
Right.
like the dance is coming just from you. Like it's not the words; it's just the feeling.
Feeling, the
Yeah.
vibes.
All back to vibes.
All goes back to
Vibe
vibes, dude.
checking.
Oh my
That's
God.
all I can rely on.
It's the only thing you need to rely on.
Yeah.
I think so. Like at the end of the day, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Just
think
the
that's a
vibes.
good closing point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because I'm sleepy. I'm sweaty, dude. I'm
Yeah.
hungry again. I don't know how. But
No,
yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
But we did it.
We did it.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
no.
tuning in, guys.
Thanks for taking the time to
To listen.
or yeah, well, yeah,
You
I
did it,
mean
bro. Shit.
whoever's listening, but like thank you Antonio for answering our
Yeah.
questions
Yeah.
because yeah, you're cool, man. Thank you. here.
Well, you guys are an amazing group of peoples.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Oh, there's
it.
just two, so it's like a pair or a
Oh,
couple.
Nah.
Oh, we're not an
couple.
actual
When we
couple.
say
I see
group,
it.
it's all of us right here.
Oh,
all of
okay.
us. But no,
Thank
it's
you.
I mean,
Like, I just from this like this interaction, I've learned so much in general. Like, just like not more about you, but just how your thoughts and what you think about dance, and it's just really informative
Yeah.
in
is
general.
it,
Not only
are you gonna include all this, or are you gonna?
Yeah, we're gonna cut everything out.
Yeah,
We're
oh,
just,
Yeah,
shit.
it's just not.
It's gonna be like a 30-minute pod.
We're just gonna not upload it. Just gonna,
Oh,
no, I hope not, because I would be so like afraid if someone like commented something mean.
Alright, well that's it guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Good night.
I'm
Or
tired.
good morning, wherever you're at.
Damn. Well, what would you tell your
Dude,
future
you,
self?
You hit flow, like, he hit flow after a while.